All right, I'm out here on the third day of canvassing for signatures. The weather could certainly be better. I'm feeling a couple drops already, but I'm feeling good. Hopefully it clears up, and I'm excited to talk to people. One particular conversation that's really been on my mind since yesterday when I spoke with this family, and one of the gentlemen described how he was one of the striking workers for the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette during their years-long strike after the Post-Gazette blatantly and cruelly violated labor laws, and how they felt compelled to do this to defend themselves and defend their rights, and how difficult it was, right? As the months wore on and the years wore on, their savings were running dry. He and his colleagues were really struggling to come up with the money needed to sustain themselves. And that's exactly what the employers are hoping will happen, right? They're hoping they can starve out these workers who are depending on their paycheck. And so it's a really unbalanced situation. And in particular, he was describing how, as the years go on, people fall sick, people develop illnesses, people need to use healthcare, but they did not have healthcare coverage because of the strike. And so for some of the workers, apparently they were able to get COBRA and other things, even though that's not exactly particularly cheap. But for many of them, the kind of worker collective had to pay out of pocket for these serious illnesses and medical expenses. And that was a huge drain on them. He also described how even after more than a year of the work stoppage, he and his colleagues were struggling and being denied for unemployment compensation by the state. And apparently they eventually were able to fight and get it after literally years. But it really emphasized to me, and it stuck with me, the way that, these issues that I've been discussing, how important they are to people, how kind of life and death they are, really, and how the state has a grave responsibility to watch out for people and look out for their workers. And there's so much more that the state must be doing to protect people and protect labor rights and collective bargaining rights. For example, in many states, it is illegal, it is prohibited for employers to strip healthcare from their workers during a work stoppage, from not only the employees, but the employees' families as well. In Pennsylvania, perfectly legal. They can strip that right away. In many states, they also offer unemployment compensation to the workers during a work stoppage immediately, like anybody else who loses access to a paycheck and still needs to pay the bills. Not the case in Pennsylvania. That is not offered. It is explicitly denied, actually, in the letter of the law for unemployment compensation. And these are really basic protections that these workers need, and they need them because they need to be able to exercise their collective bargaining rights, exercise their rights to fight back against giant corporations who are trying to steal from them, essentially. And yeah, in a state that is so blue blood and claims to be a friend of labor, it's not really. The laws and the system is stacked against us, and stacked against workers, stacked against little people, and it's all for corporations, it's all for corporate greed. And that's one of the reasons that I'm running. And that really drove it home yesterday. I really appreciate the man's sharing with me. So I'm out of here again today. Suddenly there's a lot of traffic, but I'm excited. And again, if I see you around, say hi, talk to me. All right, bye.